Here we are in the Heritage Guitar Studios where they make guitars, but they also make history. We're going to have a conversation with Rendal Wall. We're going to have him take us back in time. The Green Valley Jamboree. Do you know that that was the longest country-running TV show in history right here in Kalamazoo? All right, Rendal Wall, I understand we're in a Pickin' Lounge.
This is Rendal's Pickin' Lounge.
Where have you
Pickin'
brought
Parlor,
us?
whatever you want to call it.
What's happening in your life? Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm getting a little older every day, as we all are, but it's fun to come to work. It's fun to see the smile on the faces of people that come in here and look at these beautiful heritage guitars and pick them up and play them, plug them in the amp and have a good time. That's what this place is for. Heritage has been around here since '85. We incorporated in April Fool's Day of '85.
On purpose, right?
Yeah, on purpose, yeah. And the fellows that were with Gibson and myself, the four of them, J.P. Moats and Marvin Lamb and Jim Derlew and Bill Page, got together and formed the corporation back then. And we've since grown tremendously. We got a lot of new equipment, of course, a new space, as you can see. And we're just having a big old time. That's what music's all about.
You bet. Do we blame it all on Mom and Dad?
Yeah. They got me started when I was out of diapers.
Okay.
And got me playing the accordion, and then they got me playing the steel guitar and lap steel and little piano. Never did get onto the piano too much, but the lap steel guitar and then drums and bass and doing a little singing. And then, of course, we had the TV show for 37 years and the radio for 40 years in the Kalamazoo area. So it's been fun. Music is our life.
And now from TV Active 3, it's time once again for the Green Valley Jamboree, a full half hour of your favorite country music. And now, here's Rem.
Well, let's just go down a little bit of memory lane. What is this scrapbook? Is this better be kept under lock and key there, Ren?
Yeah, I keep this pretty well to myself, and once in a while I'll pull it out and share it with folks, and that's what we're doing now.
Yeah.
So.
Is this the band?
Yeah, this is my dad's band, the Rendal Green Valley Jamboree. That's my dad here, and then Hubie Fryer, he's still with us, and Howie Quibell, Jim Bradford, and Billy Band. That's the original group.
Hey, is this B.B. King? Wait, B.B. King?
Yeah, B.B. King, I don't know if you can focus in on that. You'd have to get pretty close, but there's B.B. King and Larry London on drums. An old friend of mine, one of the best drummers in Nashville.
Now, how did you get that connection?
When I was with the Gibson, they wanted me to deliver B.B. King's guitar, so I did. And B.B. also has two of my inventions. One of them is a TP6.
Right there?
Yeah, this is the TP6 that I invented in '78 for Gibson. And it also has the Sustain Sisters on it that I invented that for Gibson.
And take us back. Put the hat on of your memories of your dad playing in the band.
Dad started the band in the '40s.
Name of it was?
Rendal the Green Valley Jamboree. And Dad used to play down at Leonidas and with the band a lot, in the Leon Ballroom down there. And then he got on WKZO radio and television later on. And we were on television for over 35 years.
Now you say we. Were you involved too?
Oh yeah. Back when right when I was just 10 years old, and I was on the show learning to play drums, and then later on a steel guitar, bass, guitar, sang, and at one time I had a keyboard and the pedals on the floor, and a guitar, the mic, and did a one-man act for a few years, and then backed my dad, and we had a duo act for quite a while. One of the big things that over my lifetime has been a thrill for me is artist relation, because with Gibson and Heritage, I got to sign like Roy Clark for Heritage. Most people have heard of Roy. He's getting up there like I am, but he's still picking and grinning, as they say. He was on Hee Haw for many years.
Saturday night.
But every time he came into town, he'd give me a call, and we'd get together, and anytime he was playing, he would make sure I was behind stage with him. It's been a great life.
And then you've been talking about Roy Clark and that friendship of yours.
Yeah, Roy Clark is. This is the guitar that I delivered, the Heritage guitar that I delivered.
That guitar right there.
Yeah, that's a Heritage. Yeah, that's a Roy Clark model. And we put his name on the peg head and made a single cutaway, like the one I have here that they built for me. Only this is a single cutaway.
Yeah. Who's this couple?
This is a pretty well famous couple, Les Paul and Mary Ford. And I worked a lot with Les back in the old days. A lot of secret behind the closed door.
Hey, here's a picture. Is this?
Yeah, this is my dad. This is my dad down in the southern part of Illinois, in West Frankfort, Benton, Illinois, down in that back when he was dreaming to come to Kalamazoo.
And tomorrow's out of sight, and it's sad to be alone. So help me make it through the night.
So I'm in front of my television and Green Valley Jamboree comes on. What did we witness?
Well, whenever the TV show came on, one of the things that my dad always did was give people a chance to be on television. In other words, if a person called him, wrote a letter, he would say, well, let me hear you, do a number for me. And he'd listen. If they were halfway good, he said, come on down, we'll put you on television. And a lot of people, I mean hundreds if not thousands of people over those years had a chance to be on television. And Bob Rowe was one of them that my dad had a chance to say, hey Bob, come on down and do a number with us. So he did, and of course he just fell in love with the whole music scene. And we're still picking together today. A lot of the artists from Nashville would stop by the TV show. We're going back to Gabby Hayes and old Tex Ritter.
What, 19? Because we're in the 1900s.
Well, back in the 50s and the 60s. But anybody that came to Wing Stadium or a fair, when they had a fair and they had somebody big, they would come to the TV show, do a number. As they were passing through or playing someplace else, they'd always stop by.
Well, howdy, neighbors. It's good to be with you once more. We got a lot to do, boy. Let's get going. Well, heading down like Crooked Road. Lots of things.
What was it like working with your dad?
Dad was a sort of person that had about 20-some songs out on Columbia Record, and everybody knew him. We had 4.5 million available listeners to the TV show for all those years. And anytime that I was with him, I always felt like I was somebody very important. Because no matter where he went, people were asking for his autograph. And to be around him, and he was such a good person. He helped a lot of people, not only spiritual-wise, friend-wise, financial-wise, and everybody knew that, well, I'll tell you what, my mother had multiple sclerosis and died in '78. She's a registered nurse, but she came down with that. And she had the long type of disease. And my dad had an opportunity to travel on the road. At the time, his Home is Where the Hurt Is, and was almost as big as Elvis back then. It was a huge hit in the state of Michigan. And but they asked him to come to the Grand Ole Opry. They asked him to go on the road, and he said, "No, I'm going to stay with Mom. You know, she's got a problem. I'm going to stick by her side." And most of the musicians that I know that have come to me later and said, we could never have done that. You know, so that's one thing I'm real proud of my dad for sticking by Mom and helping her when her need was the most.
Take me back to, I guess, what you got from this as a little tyke.
Dad needed a drummer in the band, so I never took lessons on drums. I just got me a snare and a hi-hat and started beating on it, you know. And luckily I was in time, because a drummer has to be in time, has to have good rhythm. So as a child, I just grew up in a musical family. And with all these people coming in from Nashville, stopping by the house, going out to eat, I was just a part of that environment at a very, very young age. So whenever I would meet with the heavyweights in the industry, then I would be very comfortable. And we'd get along just like brothers, just automatically, because I'm speaking the same language. And if they have a problem, I've pretty much been through, like a guitar player. I've had musicians come all the way from Chicago to have me set up guitars and check out problems because of the past experience that I've had. And that's what's made it fun for me.
Hey, this says Johnny Cash. What do you think?
Yeah, Johnny Cash's guitar, I worked on that. Yeah, I've given guitars to little Jimmy Dickens and the Everly Brothers and Wilburn Brothers, and worked on Elvis's guitar. A lot of. Well, that was my business back then. That's what I did.
What's in here? That looks like a
Well, we got. What is in here? This is a special guitar. This is the only picture in the world like this.
Goodness.
When I was working on Les Paul's guitar back in the old days, the Gibson, Les had sent his 3 guitars that he uses professionally in for work to be done, and I worked on all 3 of them, and I said, while they're here, I want to take a shot. I was doing a lot of the photography for Gibson back then, and I said, so that one, and that one are, don't tell them what they're worth today, but that's the only picture in the world like it.
What's
and then I
this?
invented a gray
What's
card
this?
for photographers.
Invention
And
there.
I went to Unicolor and Nikon School of Photography. Did a lot of the books for Gibson and the catalogs, and some catalogs for Heritage. The gray cards, I was flying, I'm a pilot, and I was flying a Cessna 172 at about, I don't know, maybe 6,000 to 8,000 feet. Felt like I was running out of oxygen. And by myself, and the sun beat down on the panel, and it did not glare in my eyes. And I said, oh, what that material is. And come to find out, it was microscopic rubber balls by 3M. So when I landed, the next couple of days I went to Minneapolis, I think that's where they were at the time, and got together with their engineers and developed a formula for that particular color, 18% gray. Most photographers know that. And I put it on a white sheet of plastic and started producing the gray card. And they use that to set up cameras in stores before they print.
Right here in Kalamazoo. This is priceless.
This is Merle Travis, and Dorothy, his wife, and myself in the center. And his Tom Bresch, another great guitar player, wrote this on there when I saw Tom. And he had 2 guitars. I delivered one of these to Merle out in Oklahoma. He picked me up in his yellow Cadillac convertible with the bullhorns on it.
His name's on it. His name's on it.
Yeah, it's Maudie Moore here in town. Did a lot of the engraving on the fingerboard. Very famous lady here in town. Mrs. Nudie on a guitar that we auctioned off for cystic fibrosis. I think they raised over $1 million that weekend, so that was a big deal.
The old
Thanks
scrapbook.
for going through that with me. It was fun.
So what's today like? I mean, today you go to work, you still play.
Today, it's like putting an old bull out to pasture, you know. It's like I just come in and I say good morning and I say good evening and I go home and go to bed. No, it's not quite that boring, but I'm still doing a lot of work with Bob Rowe and Renaissance when doing the nursing homes. Do a couple of those a week for the last 28 years, I think. And I take most of my vacation time to do that. And the company has been real great to let me off of that time. And then I play with another little group once in a while. It's just play when I can, help other musicians here in town when they need a bass player, a guitar player, or a drummer, or whatever.
Do it all over again?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I probably would like to do it sooner.
Rendal Wall, congratulations to you and
Thank you
yours,
very
and
much.
Keep on strumming.
Keep on picking. Yeah, and wear a smile on your face. It'd look funny anywhere else.
That's good.
Well, we've had a lot of fun around here today, neighbors. We just hope that you've enjoyed it. So let us hear from you. Oh, remember me when the candle lights are gleaming. Remember me at the close of a long, long day. It will be so sweet when all alone I'm dreaming, just to know that you remember me. The sweetest song belongs to lovers in the gloaming. The sweetest words belong to you and me.
Time's up, neighbors. Join us again next time for the Green Valley Jamboree.
Thank you for joining us on this week's episode of Kalamazoo Lively Arts. Check out today's show and other content at WGVU.org. We leave you tonight with a nostalgic performance by the Green Valley Boys. I'm John Cope. Have a great night.
All right, Rendal, a little bit of music there. Kisses that I live for, the love that lights my way, the happiness that living with you brings me. It's the sweetest thing I know of, just spending time with you. It's the little things that make a house a home. There's a fire softly burning, supper's on the stove, and it's the light in your eyes that makes him moan. Oh, and hey, it's good to be back home again. Oh, yes it is. Sometimes this old farm feels like a long lost friend. Yes, and hey, it's good to be back home again. Oh, and hey, it's good to be back home again. Thank you.
All right, Rodney, I'll tell you something. It's good to hear you sing like that, too.
Thank you.
I bet you get a lot of requests.
Support for Kalamazoo Lively Arts is provided by the Irving S. Gilmore Foundation, helping to build and enrich the cultural life of Greater Kalamazoo.
That's it, folks.